Welcome to today's lesson where we are still looking at more functions. Last time we looked at some few functions, and today I want us to look at another set. In today's lesson we are going to look at some 5 functions, and that's if, count, count blank, count if, and rank. Now if function returns one value if a condition you specify evaluates to true, and another value if that condition is false. In most cases, we always know that if function can be used for assigning comments, assigning grades, and many others. Then with the count, actually count, you can see we have count 3 of them. There is count, count blank, and count if. Each of them work differently. Now with the count will always return the number of cells in a range that contains numbers. In other words, it returns non-empty cells containing numbers, not a text. Then count blank returns the number of empty cells in specified range. So it will look at the range you have specified, and it will only pick those cells that do not contain anything in them. Then count if returns the number of cells in a range that meet a given criteria. For example, a cell that contains a number that's greater than a particular value or less than a particular value. That's the criteria we are looking at. Then rank returns the size of number relative to other values in a list of numbers. In other words, it is used for giving positions of particular cells based on the size that you have specified. Then also rank can be used for positioning maybe students in class. So let's look at the examples for this case. Now here we have a table that has been given to us, and they want us to enter the data in our spreadsheet. And part A is telling us to use suitable function to calculate the total marks scored, use suitable function to compute the average mark for each pupil. We are also going to use suitable function to generate a position for each student. Let us first begin with those ones. Here we have the data, as you can see here. We want to get a total for the students, and we are using a function. So therefore, a function we are going to use here is called the sum for adding. So already you know that you need to have equal. You need to have equal. Then the function name, which is sum. When you open a bracket, it gives you the syntax here. So we are going to get from mathematics up to science. When you press enter key, it gives you 268. Then you go ahead and autofill. We talked about autofilling already. Then average equal the function name, which is average. Open a bracket, and you also specify the range from math to science. Enter key, and there you will have your average, and you can autofill. Then positioning is where we are now going to use a function called the rank. Positioning is where we are going to use a function called rank. So equal function name, which is rank, open a bracket, and here we are positioning basing on the question was saying us to use a suitable function to generate a position for each student in the column I. So you can either base your positioning on total or average. So I'm going to base mine on total. Now the moment I'm done with the function name and opening bracket, it gives me the syntax down here, what I'm going to use the format. So after the bracket is the number. So which number are you ranking first? So I'm basing on total, and my first number is this one. I click on it. Then here there is a comma. You also put a comma. Then reference. this reference here, it means the range from where to where are you going to rank. So I'm ranking from the first total up to the last total. So you just select it from the first one to the last one. It means from G2 to G11. Now we want to make this range absolute, such that it does not go beyond this G11. So therefore we need to press F4 to fix them with the dollar symbol, then comma, and now it's asking for the order. We have two orders, there is descending and ascending. Descending is represented by a 0, which means that in case you use a 0 there, a person with the largest mark or with the highest total mark will be assigned position 1. But in case you use ascending, which is 1, a person with the smallest total mark will be assigned position number 1. So there you choose the order you want to use. But in most cases we use a 0 because that's the normal positioning. But in case they want you to position basing on ascending, you put 1. So I'm going to have my order to be 0. Then I close that bracket and I press enter key. Here now I can go and autofill for these other ones remaining, and there you can see position number 1 is here, number 2, number 3, up to position number 10. Okay, then another way how you can do that is by fixing the range first, selecting the range and giving it a particular name. So I'm going to select here before even introducing equal sign here. So first I know I'm going to position basing on total. So I will first select the range or the reference. So you can see I've selected from here up to here. I'm going to name this range maybe position. So where do we name the range from or the cell from? From the name box here. You can see this is a name box. Just click on it and type in a particular name. Here I'm going to use position for now, after you press enter key. So it means this range, the whole of this range, I've fixed it with a name called the position. So then I can come back, I introduce an equal sign, the function name which is a rank, open bracket, still the same syntax, number, that's the first number, comma, ref. We said you select from the first one up to the last one. Now this time it's not giving the cell range, but it's giving the name of the cell range, which is position. So you don't need to fix it, it's already fixed using that name. Then comma, the order which is 0, and you will see you get the same positions. Okay, now let's look at the next question. If students with average of 65 and above are to be promoted to P7, pupils with an average of 50 and above are to repeat P6, while students with the average mark that is supposed to be below 50 should try another school. Use if function in column J to generate the above uppercase comments accordingly. So whoever is having 65, from 65, the average of 65 and above will be promoted to P7. Then a person with average from 50 and above, this one means from 50 up to 64, will repeat P6. Then whoever has below 50 will try another school, meaning that from 0 to 49. So let us generate that using a if function. So equal sign, then a function name which is if, open bracket, logical test. So what value are you testing? I'm testing this one here, the 66.25, because they said an average. So I click on this average, then what is it saying? The average of 65 and above. So if this cell is greater or equal, because they have said 65 and above, that's why I'm including the equal. If this cell here is containing a value greater or equal to 65, comma, what must happen? That student must be promoted to P7, and the comment must be inside the quotes. So I open my double quotes, promoted to P7, and I close my double quotes. That's the first condition. Now the second condition, I will introduce the if function again, but if first put comma, if I'm still basing on this very cell here, cell H2, sorry, here I'd forgotten one, open the bracket, if, then you open the bracket. I'm still basing on this very cell. So in case this cell is not containing what is 65 and above, it will come to the next condition. So if this very cell is greater or equal to 50, because there they are telling us that 50 and above, comma, then the comment now comes, open your quotes, repeat P6. And close the quotes, comma, another if, open bracket. We are still basing on this very cell. If it's containing what is below 50, comma, open quotes, try another school, close your quotes. Now I'm done with all the comments, and now need to open brackets. Remember, I need to close. I opened the bracket here, I opened it here, I also opened it here. So therefore I'm now going to close it also 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So this program is going to look at the cell here. If the cell is meeting this condition, then this one will be assigned as the comment. If it does not, then it will move to the next condition. If it meets, it assigned it that. If it does not, it goes to the last one and it assigns. So when we press enter key, you can also come and autofill for the remaining ones. So here we can even enlarge the cell, and there we are done with our comments. So that one may be a little confusing, but you need to repeat the video, that part many times. Now we move to the next one. Sort the data in ascending order by name. Let us sort this data. So to sort, you select what you want to sort. So we are sorting this data here. Then you move the cursor to data tab. There is sort by. We are sorting by name because they have said sort the name. In ascending means order is A to Z. Then okay. The next question. In cell C13, count the number of students who did mathematics. So C13, which is this one, we are going to count the number of students who did mathematics, meaning that we are returning non-empty cells. So equal count, open bracket, then we select the range from the first one up to the last one. Where is Fahad? Then press enter key, and there are 8 of them. Okay. Then in cell C14, count the number of students who did not do mathematics. So C14 here, we are going to return those cells without marks. So meaning that we are counting or want to return empty cells. So equal, here we use count blank, and count blank is one word. Then you also select the range from the first one up to the last one. you press enter key, it will give you true, because we have this one empty, this one is also empty. Next we have in cell E13, count the number of students who scored below 50. That's now count if. There's a criteria there. We are counting the cells, but only those ones who scored below 50. So here, that is in cells E13. We are going to have equal count if, since we want only those ones who scored below 50. Open bracket, and it's even telling what to do here, range, then criteria. So the range will be from the first one up the last one, then there's a comma, and the criteria here is less than 50, because those ones who scored below 50. So, and the criteria, you also put it in quotes. So you open your double quotes, less 50, and then you close your quotes, then add a bracket, and we have 4 of them who scored below that. Then lastly, we can add the borders to our work. Don't forget of that. Borders, all borders, and there we are okay to go. Thank you so much for your time. We'll meet in our next lesson.